welcome to another episode of British Carping. Today I've brought you to Lower Park Fishery, where I've done a few videos here, but not an actual full video. I've just put little clips up on YouTube of the netting and stuff like that. But I've had some decent weights out of here in the past. In fact, recently as well, I had £86 worth of F1s and carp, barbel, a few silvers out last week on on a variety of methods, which in fact I'm fishing every single method today. I'm not fishing any new methods, I'm fishing the exact methods that I fished in last week's session. So basically this video is just going to be a little recap and kind of I'm going to try and basically do the session I did again, and just try and copy exactly what I did in the session, because it worked well. I'm going to see if it works again. So this is basically just going to be me redoing the session basically. So the first thing I'll do is just explain to you the tactics that I'm using today. So the first thing I'll do is explain to you the first method that I'm going to be fishing. I've decided to fish the method feeder to start off with because one, at the start of a session or at the start of a day, and it's about 9 AM now, I'm only going to be doing a half session today, but at the start of the day the fish tend to feed further out because that's just their natural routine, that's just what they do naturally, and they also to get away from the angling pressure, so they normally feed further away and quite far away from where the anglers are fishing. So that's why I've decided to fish the method feeder. Also I'm fishing quite close to the bank, so on. The reason that's why I'm fishing the method feeder, not any other lead system, because the method feeder allows me to cast really accurately. So the rig is, and the setup is, I've got a 10-foot Drennan puddle chucker rod, a Daiwa Excelia reel. This has actually been discontinued now, so you can't get it anymore unfortunately, but it is a fantastic reel, probably one of the best reels I've ever used, and that's loaded up with 6-pound sensors, well, Daiwa sensors line. And then coming down to the business end, I've got a 30-gram small Preston method feeder, Preston quick change feed, a 4-inch hook length. You want your hook length to be quite close to your feed and quite close to your feed because it takes less time for the fish to find your hook bait, and also you want quite a short hook length because it gives you the bolt effect and it just takes less time for the fish to get hooked. That's come down to a size 16 carp method hook from Drennan and a small bait band, and the hook baits are just going to be a variety of bait band and pellets, and the bait I'm going to mould on the feeder is green stem ground bait mixed with micro pellets. So that's the first method, and the method I'm going to start off with. The second method, but I don't think I'm going to fish this straight after feeder or straight away. This is it's the pellet waggler. I'm going to just wait for the wind to die off a little bit. I'm going to fish this method basically when the fish feed further than my pole can reach, because I'm going to be fishing the long pole shallow method as well today when it starts to warm up a little bit, when I start seeing fish in the shallow layers of the water. But this method is basically just in case the fish start to feed away further than my pole could reach, and if I actually push the fish away from the shallow line. This just allows me to get to where the fish are feeding if they start to go move away from where my pole can reach. So that's why I've set up a pellet waggler, and also the fish might just be might be feeding quite far away from where my pole can reach, and they might actually be feeding further out today. But yeah, that's basically why I'm going to be. That's why I set up that method, just in case the fish are feeding further than my pole can actually reach. And then the third method, I'm going to be fishing the pole mid-range on the deck with 6 small pellets. So this is basically if the fish are going to be feeding where my pole can reach on the bottom. So I've set up a shallow rig, but to be honest with you, I don't think the fish are going to be in the shallow layers of the water today, but we'll see. I'm going to start by fishing the long pole shallow method, and if they're not in the shallow layers of the water, then I'm going to go over to this method and fish on the bottom with 6 small pellets. I'm going to feed this line with 4 more pellets and micro pellets, and also a few 6 more pellets to get them used to seeing the hook bait. The setup is, sorry I didn't tell you the pellet waggler setup, but you can just type it into Google. The setup is a 4x16 Preston Chianti float, a bulk number 9 stots, 12-inch hook length, which has come down to again a 16 carp method hook from Drennan, and that's tied as a bait band head rig to a micro bait band, and as I said, the hook bait's going to be 6 more pellets, with 4 more micros, and a few 6mm to get them used to the hook bait. And then my fourth method is the long pole shallow method, and the setup is I didn't tell you the elastic. The elastic is the same in these two rigs. So the elastic is a number 11 Preston hollow elastic, Dacron connector. The line on most of my rigs is 0.17 gram power reflow line from Preston. That's coming down to a Drennan crystal dibber float, a small bulk number 8 shot, another 12-inch hook length which is tied to again a 16 carp method hook from Drennan, and that's tied as a bait band herring to a medium-sized bait band this time, because I'm going to be using quite a large hook bait with this. I'm going to feed the swim with 8mm pellets and fish rather an 8mm pellet on the hook or yellow bandem, because well, it's worked quite well for me, the yellow bandem as on the long pole shallow method. And then the fifth and final method that I'm going to be fishing towards the end is I'm going to be fishing down the edge with a sloppy paste over ground bait and formal pellets, the same ground bait as the paste, and the ground bait is green swimston, which is an absolutely deadly ground bait on most venues these days, and it's one of my favourite ground baits. The elastic is 13 elastic this time, because when I'm fishing down the edge I might hook into quite decent fish. Dacron connector, 0.17 line, 0.4 gram Drennan crystal dibber float. Small bulk number 9 stots just above the hook length, just to pin it down and to get a more positive bite. And then that's coming down to a 12-inch hook length, which is tied to this time a size 12 B911 hook from Kamazan. And as I said, the hook bait is paste. I'm going to be feeding the swim with formal pellets and ground bait. So those are the 5 methods that I'm going to be fishing today. I'm going to start off on the method feeder because of the reason I told you at the start. And yeah, I'm going to get fishing now. I'm going to try and get a bit of footage, but I'm not going to do any more speaking in this video. I'm just going to basically fish a kind of a match situation. I'm going to fish for exactly 5 hours, and then I'm actually going to pack up, well, not pack up as such, but I'm going to stop fishing within 5 hours. So I'm going to fish for 5 hours, then stop fishing, weigh the net in, and I might carry on fishing afterwards, but I'm not going to film afterwards. So yeah, I'm basically going to be doing a match kind of video today. So yeah, I'm going to say it now, all in, I'm going to start fishing now. Well, there it is, £34 worth of F1s caught on the long pole shallow method, the method feeder, down the edge with paste, a few on the bottom with 6mm pellets, and a few long with paste as well. So overall I've had a decent session. It's been I've been fishing in really difficult conditions today. We've had really cold wind, which has been right in front of my face today. We've had a bit of rain, in fact quite heavy rain to be honest with you, and the temperatures have dropped very dramatically today, and it's just, I think that's just put the fish right off the feed. So I'm going to slip these back, and I'm most probably going to move to a different peg and just try fishing down the edge of pace for a couple of hours until my dad comes fixing it up. But this was a 5-hour match. I caught the £34 in 5 hours. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to slip these back and see you on the bank again sometime. Thank you.